On June 13, 2025, Israel shattered the uneasy calm with Operation Rising Lion, a sweeping, coordinated assault on over 100 Iranian sites, including nuclear facilities and IRGC command centers. Iran's response was immediate, launching hundreds of missiles and drones at Israel. Israel's Iron Dome, Arrow, and David Sling, along with U.S. THAAD batteries, intercepted most threats, but a few missiles struck cities like Haifa and Tel Aviv, and even hit Beersheba's Soroka Medical Center. Dozens were injured, and the psychological shock was immense. This marked a dramatic escalation, ending years of shadow warfare and exposing both nations to direct confrontation. The world watched as the conflict moved from covert operations to open war, with the risk of further escalation looming. Both sides paused, assessing the damage and preparing for what might come next. The region braced for a new, dangerous chapter. Operation Rising Lion dealt a devastating blow to Iran's military infrastructure, destroying up to 40% of its missile stockpile and a third of its air defenses. Key IRGC commanders and nuclear scientists were killed, crippling Iran's strategic programs. Iran shifted from aggression to caution, launching missiles from deeper within its territory. Fewer, less accurate, and more defensive. Tehran now walks a tightrope, projecting strength to its people and allies, while avoiding U.S. intervention. The regime's response has become measured, focused on survival rather than escalation. Iran is now ill-equipped for a wider war, forced into a strategy of defiance mixed with restraint. As fighting raged, European leaders rushed to Geneva, urging Iran and Israel to halt hostilities and warning of catastrophe if the conflict spread. The U.S. deployed more forces to the region, signaling support for Israel but stopping short of direct involvement. This strategic ambiguity allowed Washington to deter Iran while keeping diplomatic options open. Inside Iran, the regime faced internal fractures. Hardliners demanded revenge, moderates urged caution, and public unrest grew. Supreme Leader Khamenei's defiant speech failed to quell protests as ordinary Iranians, already suffering, questioned the war's cost. The regime now battles not just Israel, but also dissent at home. Decision-making in Tehran has become unpredictable, with power struggles complicating any unified response. The conflict's pressure is exposing cracks in Iran's leadership and society. The conflict's risk of regional spillover is real. Jordan, caught in the crossfire, has intercepted Iranian missiles violating its airspace. Even stable neighbors now face new dangers as the war's reach expands. Israel's objectives have shifted, from halting Iran's nuclear program to systematically degrading its command structure and military leadership. Targeted strikes on IRGC commanders signal a campaign to cripple Iran's ability to project power for years. This broader strategy raises the stakes, aiming for lasting change in the regional balance. The conflict is no longer a limited strike. It's a campaign with far-reaching ambitions and risks. The region faces the threat of prolonged instability as Israel pursues systemic damage to Iran's regime. As the war enters its second week, the world anxiously weighs possible outcomes: a negotiated retreat, a dangerous stalemate, or catastrophic escalation. Global energy markets are in turmoil, with oil prices spiking and fears over the Strait of Hormuz's security. Any disruption there could trigger a worldwide economic crisis. Russia and China, with deep interests in Iran, must now reconsider their strategies, whether to mediate, support, or stand aside. The situation remains fluid. Israel continues its strikes, Iran stays defiant but cautious, and diplomats scramble for a solution. The risk of a wider war is ever present, with a single miscalculation capable of igniting a global crisis. The world watches, knowing the next move could reshape the Middle East and beyond. The stakes have never been higher.